good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are in the world when you're watching this video. Jam and Jerry here, and today we're going to be discussing the accessibility of mods for visually impaired / blind people. There's a reason why I'm redoing this video. First of all, the last one was like 46 minutes long. It was a year ago. Let's update it, all right? Now, the reason I'm deciding to do this video now is because there actually is a mod coming out now. It's not out yet, but it is a Vandy Vapes. It's the Swell Kit by Tony B. So I guess it's a collaboration between Tony B and Vandy Vape. Like I said, it's called the Swell Kit. Now, the way I understand it, you can purchase just the mod by itself, I think, when it comes out. But it's called Swell, and that's SWELL. That's what's going to be coming out. And the reason I bring this all up is because the mod has a Bluetooth chip in it, and they're developing an app that right now is at least on Android. It's not in the Play Store. You have to, I guess, until it actually comes out for people to purchase. They're not putting it on the Play Store. So right now, the people who are testing it out, they are, they're given a link, I guess, to a third party, whatever, so that they can install it manually. At any rate, you can adjust things on the mod through the Bluetooth app, such as, like, do you want strong, normal, or soft? There's other things, I guess. You can kind of page your mod. Like, if you're not quite sure where it is, you can page it, which is actually kind of cool. But this brings up my topic really well. Now, I've talked to a lot of people through, Vape Wild. I've talked to Vaping Friends. I've talked to people just in general on Twitter. And this is the mod they recommend. This is the, what is that one called? Avenger, I think? Basically, it has a voice chip in it. You can talk to it. It'll do certain things. One major drawback, and that is that this mod is not blind friendly. Let me tell you why. Yes, we can talk to it. No, it does not verbally or make any sounds letting you know that it took your commands or that it even heard you. When you say the key phrase, which I'm not saying because I don't want it to activate right now, it does nothing. So, for blind people, this is as useful as tits on a bull. iJoy. Come on, get it right. Smock did it, and we're going to show you here in a moment. But Smock did it, why can't you? Folks, Bluetooth would be the best way to go. Smock made their mod talk. Now, that would be the ultimate. We would just love it if the mods would talk, okay? But the Smock one leaves a lot to be desired as well, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. Let me hit this. I like this Avenger because it fits my 27mm mod. It fits my TFV16 beautifully. I've got it at 160 watts. I mean, it's doing its job. See? Fires quickly. The button's a little too sensitive if you want my honest opinion. Now, this mod here will do 0.5 watt increments. But once you hit 100 watts, it switches from 0.5 to 1 watt. And that's good, but it's bad. And the reason I say it's good, but it's bad is because, I'm sorry, but counting from 85 watts up to 160 watts is a right royal pain in the ass. You got to remember at 100 watts, it switches. Yeah, thank God it's 0.5 when it's below 100. It's not like another mod we're going to look at here in just a moment. But, I mean, it's not accessible, folks. So, anytime there's an error, we don't know about it. So I'm going to give you a perfect prime example because I'm going to be switching this tank to a different mod. Give me just one moment. So, for example, on this one, if I fire it, there's no verbal indication that I don't have a tank on it. There's no... And I know what some of you are going to say, well, you should know if you got a tank on it. That's not the point. This one says nothing. So, for the accessibility of this mod should just might as well not even bother existing. All right? Whoops. All right. Let's go ahead. We're not even going to look at the diamond mod because we've already looked at it before. But while I'm switching tanks real quick, I'm just going to give you guys an example here. It's the diamond mod. It only does 0.1 watt increments. There's nothing at all on it for accessibility. And it switches to 1 watt increments when you get it up to 100 watts. But man, when you're under 100 watts and you got to try and count 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, I'm sorry, but that's even a bigger pain in the butt than the Avenger. At least that one's 0.5. One other thing I do want to show you with the Avenger, real quick. How do you know when you've got the batteries in right? Well, I know they're in right now because I just took them out. This is how they go. Okay? That's how they go. But how do I know? Because again, the reason this one is as useful as tits on a bull. When I close it, it says nothing. I don't even know that it turned the mod on. It did, but I don't know that. Let's get you out of here. You're pointless. Your button's a little too sensitive for my taste anyway. All right, let's move on to this one here. I'm not even going to bring in the Valerian 2 because the Valerian 2, there's nothing, again, there's nothing accessible on it. It's a 3 battery mod. So it's even harder to know if I got the batteries in correctly or not. The only good quality that it has is it's 1 watt increments across the board. So even under 100 watts, it's still 1 watt increments, which is a good thing. Now, let's move on to the iPriv, which is one that I'm surprised a lot of people don't recommend when they think blind people and mods that are accessible, because this one, you'll see in a moment, at least provides us feedback that we know we're doing things right and things like that. First of all, let's start. Yes, I cut the battery string. I'm going to hell. I cut the battery string. I hate that damn thing. At any rate, if I put the batteries in this one wrong, and I'm going to do that intentionally, just because I want you to see this. I'm putting the batteries in this thing wrong. And like I said, I'm doing this for a good reason. I do have a method to my madness. Now, once I push this battery in, all is silent. There's a problem. How do I know there's a problem? How do I know that I put the batteries in wrong? Well, let's take these batteries out and let's put them in correctly. Now, let's see. This one goes like this. All right. Now, watch what happens when I put this battery in. I've already got one in. Now, watch what happens when I put this one in. Pushing in now.
Hello, Master. I am your new warrior.
Wow! It talked! Okay, I would have chosen a better phrase. First of all, did it turn the mod on? No, it did not. Because if I try to fire, no, I cannot fire. So here is just one of many areas where this one could use improvement. Because the batteries are not installed, or because the batteries are installed correctly, but the mod is not on, it should say something along the lines of batteries inserted correctly. Or batteries correct, please power on the mod. Because this mod here is one of a few that actually does not turn itself on. My My Valerian 2 turns on automatically when you put the batteries in correctly. My Diamond mod does, and my Avenger does. The iPriv does not, although the Alien did not either. So I think it's a smock thing. At any rate, let's go ahead and push the fire button 5 times.
Hello, Master. I am your new warrior.
Wow. Now that's cool. It actually is letting you know that it's on. Now, I'm going to take the tank off. I'm doing this for a reason, you guys. Now, what if I fire?
No atomizer. No atomizer.
If you can't understand it, it's saying no atomizer. Now, what if now this one's a harder one to simulate, but I do want to. What if I get the atomizer on just enough?
No atomizer.
Hang on. Let's see. Do I need to back it? All right, it's still, come on. Whoa. This one's a harder one to get it to do.
Atomizer short.
There we go. Let me do that again.
Atomizer short.
Atomizer short. So at least I know there's a problem.
Atomizer new.
Atomizer new. See, I got it to say atomizer new. There we go. And I fixed it. Now this one does have voice commands. Sadly, this one needs a lot of improvement because first of all, half the time it doesn't even seem to hear you. Hello, iPriv. See what I mean? Hello, iPriv.
I'm here.
Lower power. Lower power.
Power has been reduced.
Higher power.
Power has been increased.
Lock device.
Locked.
Now if I try to fire,
Locked.
it's telling me it's locked. Now yes, I know I could do the shortcut with the buttons to do locking and unlocking, and I'll do that now, but watch, again, it'll still tell me.
Unlocked.
Now it says unlocked. If I push them again,
Locked.
locked. If I push them again,
Unlocked.
unlocked. I don't like this mod because even at the wattage I've got it at, it's like it's not enough. It's not as warm. It just doesn't feel as good. Hello, iPriv.
I'm here.
Higher power.
Power has been increased.
So there you guys go. The menu system on here does not talk. When I issue commands, it will do them. And it verbally tells me it's done so, which is a good, as you saw, that's a good thing. What would be nice is if I push these buttons, as you see on the display, I'm changing the wattage. But we don't know that we're changing the wattage. Why? Because it doesn't talk. You people got it wrong again. So this is why I say companies really need to look at what's accessible. Make it to where it's easily you can turn it off, because I know there's going to be a lot of sighted people that will be like, I don't care. But we do care. And we would like to enjoy our vapes just as much as the sighted person would. I know I would. I'm going to switch back to this particular mod, and I have my reasons for doing so. While the Avenger is, in my opinion, useless at least as far as accessibility goes, at least it fires better than the iPriv. The iPriv is just weak, and in my opinion, it's terrible. It doesn't give the good, satisfying vape that, say, the Avenger does, or the Valerian 2, which is rather disappointing in my personal opinion. And this mod here, the Avenger, I'm putting the batteries in, and sadly, I'm not going to know if I put the batteries in right unless I try to fire. See, you guys know because you can see the screen. Me, I have to fire it to know I got it right. But there you guys go. Oh man, I need an alcohol wipe because somewhere something's leaking. So, in conclusion, I would just like to say, this mod that's coming out, I'm going to be watching it like a hawk, because me personally, that is just the shit. The fact that it's going to Bluetooth. Now, is it going to be accessible with TalkBack? That I don't know. I honestly wish I could get my hands on it and try it out so that I could say, yes, this one will work with TalkBack, or no, this one will not. Are they going to come out with an iPhone version? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's only, I can't remember. I'd have to watch the video again. I'll put a link to it in the description, though, so that you can watch it and you can see the app. Mike Vapes does show you what it does visually, which I know for us who are blind, it doesn't matter. But in my opinion, it matters, but that's just me. I'd love to know if they're going to, what all they're going to be able to make it do. Can you adjust the wattage? I don't think you can in the app. It'd be nice if you could. What would also be nice is if you can see what the wattage will be. Like when you look at like the main screen, will it show you the voltage, the ohms, the voltage, basically what it shows on the screen? That would be awesome. So for all of you manufacturers, UL, Smock, iJoy, I'm looking at you guys. Folks, Bluetooth is a good thing. And if you're not going to make the mod talk, at least make a Bluetooth chip in put a Bluetooth chip in your mod so that then you can write an app where we can not only control the mod, raise and lower its wattage, but we can play with all of the settings in an app. If you're not going to make it talk, that would be the next best thing. It would at least be something for us. Those of us, and trust me, there are a lot of blind vapors. I talk to a lot of them. And we would all like access to this stuff. I mean, I'd love to be able to play with curves. Would I really? I mean, would I constantly use them? Probably not, but I'd like to at least be able to play with it. So that's my challenge to all of you manufacturers out there. Voopoo, you're another manufacturer. I don't know all of the manufacturers' names. I'm not even going to try, but the ones that at least stick out in my head, these are the ones I'm looking at. Put a good chip in it, too, that fires good. My UL Valerian 2 mod fires really good. It's got warmth at 160. My Diamond mod does. My Avenger does. The iPriv falls short. So there's my video for you guys for today. Let's go ahead and do a quick vape before we end it. If you like the video, leave a comment. Actually, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to make some comments, start some good conversation in the comments section. Go for it. I want to know your guys' thoughts and opinions. For the sighted people out there, a friend of mine, Kelly, she lives in North Carolina. She actually DM'd me on Twitter one day, and she said, it's kind of funny. Now that I know you, I actually when I look at new vaping mods, I wonder if they're accessible for blind people. When I look at new tanks, I wonder if they're accessible for blind people. It's just kind of, it's funny that now she looks at vaping a bit differently. My challenge to any viewer of this video, I want you to take a mod, fresh out of the box. I want you to try to put the batteries in it. I want you to try turning it on, and I want you to try putting it at the correct voltage. not looking. Blindfold yourself. Turn the screen the other way. Whatever you got to do since you can't see it. I want you to try this. This is my challenge to all vapors out there. And video it. Put it up on YouTube. I want to see this stuff. I'm wondering if some of my vaping, the people I follow who do vaping, such as Matt from SMM, what used to be Suck My Mod, Mike Vapes, Rip Trippers, what's the other one who comments on some of my videos sometimes? Because I watch his videos all the time too. I need to go look up his name just because I want to know. Let's see.
YouTube Vape Live, YouTube Andre Lewis, YouTube Cord Cutters, YouTube Large Reds, YouTube Match Game Production, YouTube Large Red Circle Peppa Pig, YouTube
Come here.
Just uploaded,
No.
YouTube from SMM just,
No.
YouTube Indoor Smokers just, YouTube
No.
Cord Cutters News,
Indoor Smokers would be another one. I follow him.
YouTube Cord Cutters News, YouTube Nostalgia Nerd, YouTube Large Red Circle Peppa Pig, and
Vape Fagan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me
if
see.
there are problems with
Let me see.
link graph, logo, -- 48 DRNN / link graphic 48 blank, separator, link graphic YouTube logo.
Oh, of course.
YouTube Injury 2011 menu, system
My
menu,
screen
menu,
reader's going to be stupid and not let me read it correctly, but that's all right. I can fix that.
List box. Large red. Link graphic YouTube logo. Separator. Blank. Link graphic 48 DRN. Link graphic S88C. Link live and NBE. Link Vaping.
There he is.
Vaping. VAPNFAGAN.
Vaping Fagan.
Vaping. VAPNFAGAN.
Vaping Fagan. Okay.
YouTube.
I've been saying your name wrong all along. I'd love to see him even do it. My challenge to you guys, take a mod out of a box you've never used yet, a brand new mod. Hell, for all I care, do this with a mod you're going to review. Before you actually do the review of it, do this. Blindfold yourself. And I want to see you put the batteries in correctly. And I also want to see you, turn the thing on if it needs to be turned on. And I also want to see you get it at the right wattage. I want to know the comments on your frustrations of trying it if you've tried it. Because trust me, this will give you a new appreciation for vaping. And I know Mike Vapes did a review on a mod that had a Bluetooth speaker. And even he was like, well, it's kind of cool. But he's like, really? If we can put a Bluetooth speaker in a mod that can connect to your iPhone and you can listen to tunes while you're vaping, great. It's kind of a novelty. It's kind of a neat concept. But you know what? I don't want my mod to do that. I would rather my mod be accessible. That's just my personal opinion. And I think I'm entitled to it because, I am blind, and for me, accessibility is a big thing. But I want to see you guys try this, and I want to see somebody come out with a good mod. If I had thousands and thousands of dollars, I would approach a company or an individual who does make mods, and I'd be like, hey, can you build a mod that does this? You'd be forever in my debt. But can you do it? That's my challenge to people. If you're not going to make a mod that talks better than the iPriv, yes, that one does talk, and yes, we get some of the crucial messages. When the voltage is too low, it'll actually say voltage too low, which means change your damn batteries. But as you saw, I can't adjust the wattage with the keys. I can't go into the menus. So I still need sighted assistance to set up different things on my mod. I still have to use Ira to call Ira and say, hey, is my mod at the correct wattage that I want it at for this particular tank/coil? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see what the comments are. And until next time, just keep on vaping, everybody.